what's going on, guys? Today we're talking about weight loss. And look, I get it. I coach so many people trying to lose weight. Weight loss is tough. I'm on the phone every day talking to people, and they're always telling me that they've tried this, they've tried that, they've tried carnivore, they tried this certain exercise, but nothing works. And when nothing's going your way, that can be hard. And that's why it sucks. It's hard not knowing what steps to take. It's hard not knowing if your efforts are actually going to give you the results that you want. And sometimes that might leave you asking yourself, is this even worth it? So that's why I'm making this video, because I want to prevent that by giving you exactly what you need to do to, one, lose weight. Of course, I'm going to show you everything you need to do to lose weight. But number two, I'm going to show you a list of things to do when things get tough. And what that's going to do is that's going to give you a little bit of relief that you need to keep you staying consistent, keep you thriving, and keep you motivated. List one, right? How to lose fat. And you want to stick to this 90% of the time. You know that 80-20 rule? Well, this is the 90-10 rule. 90% locked in, 10% not locked in. So list one, you have to calorie count. If you're not counting your calories, you have no real way to know that you're in a deficit. It's important and you have to do it. Number two is walking more. Getting 10,000 steps a day, 15, 20,000 steps a day. Look, you guys, the more you move, the more you're teaching your body to turn food that you eat into energy, have you thriving, full of life, instead of turning it into fat. So the more you move, the more it does that. Number three is eating whole foods. You gotta eat whole foods. That's gonna leave your body less inflamed. It's gonna leave your body with less cortisol. And that's gonna help you lose fat, increase your metabolism. The next one is training 6 times a week. Look, you guys, if you want that lean, aesthetic body, you're gonna have to train 6 times a week. 6 times a week, weightlifting, compound movements, go hard. And the next one is just locking the fuck in. You gotta be on track with counting your calories. You gotta make sure you're getting those 10,000 steps every single day consistently. You gotta make sure you're putting extreme amounts of effort and focus into your workouts. Now you want to do this 90% of the time. And let's be honest, that can be hard to do. Not even I can do that every single day. And that's why I made this second list, because it acts as some kind of a relief system to make you feel like you're not so locked in, constricted, make you feel like you have some freedom to move around a little bit. And this is basically relief, not locking the fuck in, relaxing a little bit, not being so serious a little bit. The first one is going to be don't track for shit. Skip a day. Don't count your calories, whatever. But when you do so, again, so this list, just a little disclaimer, this list is meant to keep you consistent with your goals so you're not backtracking like you do every weekend by drinking and binging. This acts as a relief to avoid that because you still want to stay on track with your goals. So number one, don't track for shit. But when you're not tracking your foods, you want to make sure you're eating lean foods. Maybe this is going to be chicken tenders. Maybe this is going to be chicken breast. Maybe it's going to be popcorn, watermelon. You want to learn all the foods that are super, super, super low calorie. And when you're not tracking your calories, stick to these food items because it's going to be very, 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 very hard to go over your calories when you're eating like veggies, watermelon, chicken breast. Learn the foods that are low calorie when you don't want to track. So the next one's going to be don't get 10,000 steps a day. But what that doesn't mean is to be a couch potato all day and do nothing. You want to still move as much as you can, but just you don't have to go on that 2-hour walk or 3-hour walk that it takes to get to those 10,000 steps. Instead, park further away when you're running your errands. That way you're forced to walk. Get up, take out the trash, get up, clean the table. Like, the next one is going to be having alternatives to your favorite foods. Look, sticking to whole foods, eating stuff like steak, potatoes, fruits, veggies, chicken. That's hard to do every single day. Sometimes you want a pizza. Sometimes you want some ice cream. And I understand it. But what you want to do is you want to try to find like those homemade recipes to be able to do so. There's a lot of cottage cheese recipes out there that taste great, and you can make like donuts, you can make pizza, you can make French toast, you can make pancakes. Find those healthy alternatives for the times where you don't want to eat the whole foods. And last but not least, don't train 6 times a week. Train like 2 to 3 times a week, like every 8th week or something. Let's say you've been locked in 8 weeks in a row. That next week, take a break. Even if you don't feel like taking a break, take a break. Because you wanna not get to that position where you just binge out on everything and you crash out. You wanna give yourself some of this freedom, which is why I made this list. Give yourself some of that freedom to breathe, and that way you don't crash out. Stay consistent with your goals, because you gotta remember it's for the long term and not the short term. And of course, as a coach, I want my clients to lock the fucking 100% of the time. You know, that's so motivating. You know, it gets me going. It's a good thing to see when I see my clients, they're getting leaner and they're posting on their Instagram their progress and other people are noticing their progress. That's a great feeling, but that's impossible to do. And that's why I made this little relief system, because at the end of the day, you need those times where you breathe a little bit. You guys, at the end of the day, weight loss is pretty difficult. It can be hard. It can leave you confused. It can be mentally and physically exhausting. And that's why I have my one-on-one coaching services to show you the exact step that you need to take to start losing that weight. And what that's going to do is that's going to take all the confusion out of the equation. So all you have to do is take action. If you know how to take action and you know how to just follow a plan, you'll be very successful inside the program. Just for an example, here's Vanessa. Here's Caleb. All they had to do was take action, and they were successful. So if you're looking for some extra guidance, some extra support, some extra accountability, then click the link below, and on that link, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be setting up a call between me and you, and what we're going to do on that call is we're going to figure out exactly the problems that's happening with you, preventing you from losing weight, and come up with a game plan together to get you there. Click the link below, schedule that call, and I guess we'll just talk soon.